AG Collects back again, kicking off PGX Gaming Expo Day 1. And if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, just a classic gaming fan in general, I have the man who brought the imagery to life. I'm with.
Paul Niemeyer.
How's it going today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm in Pittsburgh and I love it. I love coming to this town. I love coming to this show. Just having a wonderful time here. Really am.
I know it has been a wonderful time, a wonderful atmosphere. Like I was saying before, you did the imagery for Mortal Kombat. You did the logo that we all know and love. What went into that idea, and how was that when you first did that?
Well, it's kind of a crazy story in that, uh, believe it or not, they almost did not make Mortal Kombat. They came about that close to not making it. When they brought me in, they were in the halfway point. And what most people don't know is that management was actually secretly negotiating with Jean-Claude Van Damme to be Johnny Cage, but that fell apart. And when that did, they had it hardwired in their heads that the only way that game was going to be a success was with Jean-Claude Van Damme on board playing Johnny Cage. And now that wasn't going to happen anymore. So in their heads, it was already a flop. So they decided, don't waste any time on staff artists. Get a freelancer in here to blow it out. Who do you know that's fast? Greg said, get Paul. I was the freelancer that they brought in. So I came in about midstream. My first meeting was the day they changed the name from Dragon Attack to Mortal Kombat. Yeah. And I've often thought, well, would it be the same game if it were Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dragon Attack?
I'm gonna be completely honest. Dragon Attack probably would have flopped hard, but like when you were in the office and they were first presenting this to you, what made you even go with that iconic look right there as the dragon?
Oh well, that actually didn't have anything to do with me so much as that was one of the things that was already designed when I showed up. I mean, it was very rough, but actually the only art direction I got on the logo was don't make it look like a seahorse. I swear to God, that was the only art direction. Just don't make it look like a seahorse, and we'll be good to go.
Now that you said that, and I'm looking at it, it
Yeah,
kind of does. I
right?
never really thought about how it
Not
looks like.
wrong.
No, and then from there, you went on to work on like a whole bunch of other games because you've been in this industry for a long time. So, like, what kept you motivated throughout the years to keep doing this?
Actually, I did the games for fun. My real money was being made on Michigan Avenue, the ad agencies on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. I was an illustrator for like M&M Mars and Kellogg's, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Coors, Coca-Cola, Burger King, American Airlines, L'Oreal, cosmetics, you name it. Quite a wide range of subject matter I just went through there. And you can get it. So anyway, that's what I was doing to make my money. And I was making a ton of money up and down Michigan Avenue. The gaming industry didn't pay that well. So it was like I could work in ad agencies and I could afford to go play or to make games. Because I knew I wasn't going to make that much money off of the game, but they're fun to do. The artwork was just so much fun to do the game. So that's why I always, kept that little nut on the side there. That was always my little escape to go, work on games when I needed to.
That's incredible. You were at the game industry at the beginning when it was really like popular as it is now, and you see all the changes and the directions as it's going to. Have you been able to adapt to some of those changes?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny in a lot of ways. First of all, I was pretty much known for being a packaging illustrator. Like I did the artwork on the arcade games. Well, it's kind of packaging, and then after like games like home console games started coming out, I started doing the artwork on those packaging. So for me to transition to do more packaging for games, then there really wasn't much of a change in that way. The games itself, those changed dramatically. But what I was doing for the game, not so much.
Wow, what was your favorite project to work on throughout the years?
The one I was working on at the time, really, I'm not trying to be this, glib about this at all. But whatever project I was working on at the time, that was my favorite. Like I just poured my heart and soul into it. Here's a good example. When I was working on Mortal Kombat, I was also working on Time Killer simultaneously. Yeah, and I had to keep that secret for like 17 years. I literally had Time Killers on one desk and Mortal Kombat on the other. During that same year, I worked on two other games who they never even got a name. Those two games, they bounced around. I don't even remember what some of the names were, and I don't remember what the themes were. The point being that I poured my heart and soul into all of those games. One of them was Mortal Kombat, and the others weren't. So I mean, it doesn't matter. Like you're going to pour your heart and soul into everything, and you're going to try and make it the best it can possibly do. But there's no knowing what game's going to be successful and what's going. Here just Bally the whole, or I'm sorry, Midway the whole time we're working on that, they thought it was going to be a flop, and literally the only thing that happened that they had not counted on was what happened. It became an incredible success. The one thing they had not counted on happening at all.
No, like in the early '90s, Midway was definitely dominant with Mortal Kombat, Blitz, Rampage. The list goes on, and somehow, some way, they managed to tank.
Oh, don't get me started. Oh my God. NBA Jam. NBA Jam. A game that made $1 billion in 1 year in quarters.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is incredible.
And they had Mortal Kombat in their stable at the same time. How do you screw that up? How do you make such bad decisions with those two games in your stable and still have the whole company go down the toilet? How?
Hey, they went down the toilet, but you managed to survive and you managed to get into the con scene. So how did you even get into the cons?
Well, it's kind of funny. Actually, at the end of a Mortal Kombat, I was kind of kicked to the curb. And like I wasn't paid in the end, and I was threatened with a lawsuit if I showed up. And I took him seriously at that, and I disappeared for 27 years. So, about 4 or 5 years ago, a look, I used to own a haunted attraction in Chicago, and I had a cast of about 70 people. Um, this is long after the haunted house was closed, but I kept in contact with all of my cast members. One of them was playing the original Mortal Kombat, and he got to the end and he saw my name at it, which I did not even know was on, and it's misspelled. One last indignity, right? So he calls me up just crazy frantic. Oh my God, is this you? And I went, well, it used to be. It used to be me.
That had,
Oh no, go
oh
ahead.
no, that had to be a tough situation to go through, all those years, and then you just reappear, and then you see people still have love for you. How does that feel?
Well, it felt great, but to tell you the truth, it it took a long time for me to convince myself that it was real, because 27 years of nothing, and then all of a sudden the world wants to know who you are or where you've been and what do you got to say and we want to hear your story. And part of me didn't want to believe that. Part of me wanted to go, no, this is the same stuff. You're going to get your heart broken. You're going to get kicked in the ass, and it'll amount to nothing. And you'll go, "Why did I do that?" So I kind of talked myself out of it. Luckily, Doc Mack, who owns Galloping Ghost Arcade in Brookfield near Chicago, one of the suburbs of Chicago, um, he knew about me, and he was like every week he would send me a text or an email just reminding me, you have fans and you should meet them. They want to meet they want to hear your stories. And finally, one Sunday afternoon, rainy Sunday, I thought, what the hell? And I went down there, and my life changed like
It, it,
overnight.
it changed for the better. You're here. You're here all weekend. You're probably going throughout the country. Are you on social media where people can follow you and see updates?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram and what used to be Twitter. Yeah, and every once in a while I post on LinkedIn too.
And what's your Instagram for everybody who wants to know?
Oh, well, what is my Instagram? Yeah, now you stuck me with that, didn't you? Okay. I believe it is Abyss Dominus.
You heard that. If you love Mortal Kombat, you're a gaming fan. Abyss Dominus. I'm JG Collects, and like that, we're out.